Lil Nas X.
True.
I'm sure you saw the cover artwork to his new single, J. Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talk about going viral. You talk about somebody knowing exactly what they're doing to get the eyeballs, to get the chatter, to get people reposting, to get the outlets, you know, really speaking about their new project. This man knows exactly what he's doing. And every time he comes out, he pushes the envelope just a little bit more. What's your thoughts on this man's single cover?
You know, he recently came out and he spoke on it. He ain't the first, he ain't gonna be the last. Anyone who's ever attempted to do that was ridiculed in some kind of way. You know, they caught backlash. I remember, hell, Tupac. Wasn't Tupac on the cross for Machiavelli? What cover was that? Well, Tupac was on the cross. And we love Tupac. Let me say this. A lot of people love Tupac because there were some people who hated Tupac. But there were some people who loved Tupac, a lot of people. And, you know, some people are quick to say it's blasphemous, right? Lil Nas X basically said, you know, that was him saying, like how Jesus came back, I'm coming back. I think the thing with him is, you know, there's a term, and I always hear my white friend say it, hey, whatever you do, pace yourself. Don't blow your load, right? And I think Nas has blown his load. And what I say, the reason I say that, because off rip, when he came with the first record, everybody's like, what in the hell? He went from 0 to 100 instantly.
Real quick.
Like, quick, boom. He instantly was like, wow. And it gave people hope, like, yo, you might be onto something so dope that other little black boys can follow right behind you in this way. And it's showing that they don't have to just rap or do R&B or just, like, you're singing country music, right? But then the success hit him so hard, that was already part of his load. Then he had to come back around with the other joint where he comes out like, hey, here I am. So that was like, whoa. That was another part of that load. It was like, whoa. It was like, he keeps hitting us with these extremes. Boom, boom. So then to come back, once he came out, then he came with the whole video of him giving the devil fellatio, and it was just so extreme that I feel like he blew his load. Like, people were just at that point like, you can't surprise me with nothing else. And the best thing about a movie is what? The element of surprise. And once the surprise is blown, once I know the surprise, 'cause if I know the surprise too soon, it's no longer a surprise. It becomes expected. That means it's no longer, it no longer has that same impact. And I think he's had such an impact with these, I don't even want to call them stunts, which is how he's rolled out his projects. I think that at this point in time, when he came back and was like, you know what, I'm giving my life to Christ, I'm doing this, that was already like, people like, all right, what you gonna do? Because you sound like you trolling us. Then you already had people like, nah, stay over there where you at. And I don't believe in that. I believe that, you know, anyone can change. If God could forgive us for our sins, then so can man, right? But then you come back and he got the video where he eating the communion crackers and going crazy. It's like, that already looked like one of the 7 deadly sins. You know, it kind of looked like, what was it? What would that be? Gluttony. Because he was doing all that. So you had so many people that point out stuff and had issues with it. But then to turn around and do it. And the song itself, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not hearing the song, but maybe because I'm not tuned into the stations that plays that music, or I'm not in the clubs that's playing that music. But that's the difference. He doesn't have, maybe he does not have that impactful record, that hit, to go along with his extreme antics. And I just think that somewhere in there, he's gonna have to learn, hey man, get back to the music that you really want to put out, and start making a difference, because you got so many people turned off for so many different reasons. You know, you can have somebody that of the LGBTQ community, right, who says, hey, I appreciate Lil Nas X, he represents me, right? But then when he takes it a step further to do the stunt with the devil or this thing with God, he turned off people in that community. People in other religions may not have a problem with any of it, but the religious antics that he's using. I just think he's put himself in a spot where he's got, you know what? He shot at too many targets at one time. I'm gonna say that, and I think he hit them, but he didn't get what he wanted out of those targets. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got a lot of people upset with him. People are speaking out. They don't care. You got people just pissed off with the man. At the end of the day, he is who he is. He's doing what he wants to do. And I think as a human, we have a right to the freedom of self-expression. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just think the way he's expressing himself, he's all over the place. And I think people are just like over it. It's like, I don't even want to attach in a sense. Not saying he don't still have fans, but I know some people who are like for real Lil Nas X fans. Because I'm a morning show host, I get to talk to people on a daily, and I see a lot of his fans are really disappointed in him and have decided to just kind of step away from supporting him. That doesn't mean it's over for him, but he's gonna have to, come back to the table, with some different things. And I could be wrong because
and I want to throw this. I mean, you are a celebrity. You know how this thing works. In the business, they say it's no such thing as bad publicity. All publicity is good publicity. The fact is, me and you are talking about this right now, just like everybody else over the last week has been talking about it. The man's streams is up. Good music, bad music, hit, not a hit. People went and listened to it. And at the end of the day, conversations like these is what's helping drive people to listen to it. So did he really piss people off to the fact that his end result wasn't met? I mean, we could look at this week out in Iowa, the Iowa caucus.
The caucus, right.
Donald Trump is one of the most controversial figures to ever walk planet Earth. No matter what you think about this man, love him, hate him, somewhere in between, he wiped the floor with the other Republican potentials and hopefuls. He killed him.
Okay.
It wasn't even a close race.
Okay. That made him the lead. That made him the lead candidate for the Republican side of things.
So,
okay.
In Iowa, it set the tone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I guess I'm wondering, does this man's antics work to keep him out there, keep his celebrity at an all-time high? And whether his music is good or not, people will listen just to see, but he still gets those streams anyway.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Just because you get some streams, that's cool. All right, that's great. But the streams do not determine your longevity. You kind of get what I'm saying? You got people who streaming right now and can't even fill up a House of Blues venue for a concert. They got crazy streams. So that don't mean, you know what I'm trying to say? And you got people who are going to tune in where you may not be a Lil Nas X fan, but you like, I just got to hear it for myself. And if you just skim through his album or his EP or whatever, if you drop 2-3 singles at one time, whatever, yeah, that's going to get his streams up. But does that matriculate down to repeat business as a fan? Does it matriculate? Because, once you start looking at it, the analytics are going to tell you if it was truly successful or not. You kind of get what I'm saying? Because he having some big budget videos, and when he toured, I'm pretty sure his production for his touring, his show is probably outrageous. But over time, if your fans start to fade away, all that shit diminishes. I don't care about how viral you went. I don't care about how viral you went. Are you selling your ability to go viral, or are you selling music? Because those are two different things. You know, I haven't put out a hit record in a very long time, but I know how to go viral. But that doesn't mean people are gonna show up to a concert for me because I know how to go viral. Don't get me wrong, in this day and age, it will garner people who want to come
hold on,
lay eyes on you.
stop there. Well said, Jock. Well said. I love that analogy that you just made. You know how to go viral, but you haven't put out a hit record in a very long time. Does that mean you're going to sell out concert? I love it. Go ahead, though.
I mean, that's that on that, to be honest, because, you know, sometimes you got people who are like right in the middle. They're right in the middle. They're neutral. Because somewhere in there, they're looking at it from the business side where you just proposed, well, is he really losing if X, Y, and Z is happening? And they're like, well, I can't say he's not winning with that. But also I see the backlash that's coming from it. And you got a lot of people who are not going to say nothing. They're just going to watch it play out. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm just like, wow, this is interesting because somewhere in there, he will be a blueprint for something. Whether it's failure or success, he will be the blueprint for one of those entities. And from there, that's when people say, hindsight is 20/20. Then they can go back and say what not to do or what to do. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But right now, you got people who watching and they're trying to see how it's going to play out. You got some people who are, you know, they prophesizing, oh, he gonna have to answer to God. Don't apologize to us. You got to talk to God, buddy. You got a lot of people who are not really religious people, but when you play about God, they get very religious on you. You know what I'm trying to say? Like people that ain't been to church in years, don't read the Bible, can't quote a Bible scripture, could barely say the grace. But when you play about God, they're not playing with you. So I don't know. You just have to wait and let it play out, and then we'll go from there.
Got you. Okay. You know, before we move this thing on, I will say again, you know, he ruffled a lot of feathers to your point. You have people like Kai Cenat, huge following, came out and just straight up said, I hate him. Lecrae, gospel rapper, you know, he was like, yo, this dude is playing with fire, mocking Jesus. And, you know, to your point, there's a lot of people who feel the exact same way.